All right, welcome everyone. This is a Viper Professional Training and Support webinar. Today's date is Wednesday, July the 6th, 2016. And the title of tonight's webinar is Let's Trade Lightning 1 through 4 with the Power Meter. And as everyone knows that's been to our webinars or our live trading rooms, everything that we say and do at Viper Trading Systems is for educational purposes only. Futures trading, Forex trading, any kind of financial instruments trading involves risk. Therefore, there's always risk of loss. You should only trade discretionary capital, and that is money that you can afford to lose. Nothing said in this webinar. Other webinars we might have, our live trading rooms or anything else with Viper Trading Systems should never be construed as trading or investment advice. And as always, everyone does trade at their own sole discretion. Any questions on the disclaimer? I don't see any, so let's go ahead and get started. By the way, before we get started, does anybody have any questions first? Any questions on anything? Because I am here to answer them. All right, I don't see any on support or anything like that, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you a chart like I normally do because I want everybody to be familiar with, where you're looking for your next trade. And we may talk a little bit more about scalping tonight too, a little bit of like counter trend type trading, because there are definitely some counter trend trades that work out quite nicely. Let's see, Chai says how to draw lightnings and how to use them. Still, I am not clear. Well, Chai, you are in the right place because I guarantee you tonight it will be very clear and you'll be able to tell what lightning 1 through 4 is used for. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a chart right now. Now, in this particular chart, I have lightning 1 actually shown on the chart. Okay, and of course I've got on my chart here just to show you for our webinars. I use the toolbar so that I can draw my charts real nicely. I use the predictor, although I usually turn it off to show this part of the webinar. And then I'm using Power Meter, but you don't have that yet. Nobody does. Okay, and then I use lightning 1 through 4, and then the horizontal lines that you can actually get the label on the line. Okay, now real quick, lightning 1, just to go over this, and this may be repetitive for some of you, but believe me, repetition pays off. Okay, hotkey for sniper, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll show you that one too, John. Just let me get into this webinar a little bit and we'll show you that. Just remind me in a little while. Okay, so lightning 1, what I like to do personally is whatever chart size you're trading. Okay, if you traded a 5 range chart or a 6 even, then just put your bar type selection at the size chart that you're trading, because this gives you these really quick swings. Okay, these little micro swings. So I use lightning 1 on a 4 range with 1 swing strength. And all 1 swing strength means for anybody that's newer to this is, see, for instance, this went all the way down here and then it had to go back at least 1 bar before this would make this swing. Okay, and then it has to roll over before it identifies that swing. We'll go over identification of swings tonight too. Okay, but notice down here, see, you've got little bars up and down. Well, this is just the lightning, and I've purposely hidden the bars, the actual data. But it shows you how quick this is able to recognize these swings. Okay, lightning 1 will be the one that you always use for a scalp. If you ever want to scalp against the trend even. It's also what you'll use to get out of trades and also what you'll do to get into trades. Okay, now lightning 2, on the other hand, I use this one on a 4 range but with 2 strength. And what that simply means is you have to have at least 2 bars and then 2 go the other direction before it will show an actual swing that's identified. Okay, just a little stronger swing strength is all. And then lightning 3, which is my favorite one, I always put with the dots in the colors. On lightning 1 and 2, I don't use the dots at all because you would really get your chart, I mean, with so many numbers you wouldn't even believe it. Okay, but those numbers are important because those numbers are swings and those numbers identify on these charts. But believe me, you don't want to put colors on here. Let me just show you real quick. We'll put white on the top and like, I don't know, like a fire brick on the bottom. Let's just see what that looks like. And you'll see numbers all over the place here in just a second. See there? Now, you don't want that, obviously, because that's going to look kind of like a mosaic or something like that. Okay? So always make sure you take those off your chart. I always make sure that Lightning 1 has never got actual numbers on it. Now, these numbers, like I say, are important, though, because my programmer can actually take these numbers and he can make these swings do what we want them to do with it. Even if they're transparent, they're still there. Okay? You won't be able to see them, but they're still there. That's why I leave mine transparent. But like I say, they're important because those swings are identifying themselves even if those numbers aren't on the chart. And I always leave mine at default. Now, Lightning 3, we do like to see these dots, which are these numbers, and then we also like to have it in a 15 swing strength. I found that one to work extremely well. Okay, and then Lightning 4, basically this is your long-term swing. We're not really as interested in it, but it does kind of tell you which way the overall trend is going so that you're trend specific in your trading. Okay, and we always put numbers on them also. Low dot, I'm using a white and a little lighter color because of these black backgrounds. I have a template on the website that we actually have exactly the way I use my charts in the room. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on here. And you'll notice all those numbers disappear. You don't want to see all those numbers. Okay, now notice right now, what have I got on my chart? Well, I've got my Lightning 3, which is my green and yellow, and my blue and white is my Lightning 4. Okay, now let me ask you a quick question for all you Viper traders that have been here a while. Looking at this chart right here, where would the next trade be, a possible trade setup that is, and where would you put Object Trader to take that trade? I know a lot of you are going to get it because I went over this in detail in the last webinar. Everybody see an area? Now, first off, let's figure out what's the direction of the trend. Obviously, it's down, right? I mean, you can clearly see the trend is down. Just put Lightning 3 on your chart and you'll see that the trend is down, right? Okay, but I'm getting several people that are getting this right now. There you go. Lots of people are getting it. Now, let me ask you a question. On you people that are getting this, are you trading like this also and making some serious coin when you do? There you go. There you go. Those people are typing in yeses. Everybody want to hear what that number was? If you're not familiar with it, you're going to be familiar with it before you leave this class tonight. Okay? Because lightning swings will change your trading forever. You will see the swings that you need to put your trades in ahead of time. You'll hear us call them in the room way ahead of time. You know, we're going to box this in. Doug, on your question, that's basically getting used to the range bars is all that is. Once you get used to the range bars, and by the way, you can go ahead and use some Renko bars, a little bit smaller ones, if you want. But I like the range bars. We've used them for 8 years now. Diane, I don't have a template for this, but I can definitely get you one. I mean, or I can tell everybody how to make it real quick. It's real easy. But if you want, I'll put this template on the website. Because I personally like this one because this gets you away from all the noise that's on a chart. Okay, I'll show you the actual chart with the bars on it so everybody can see that. Let me see, do I have one? Yeah, I've got one. I can do it with this one instead. Let me just bring over NQ and I'll change it to the CL because that's what we're looking at. Okay, this is what the chart actually looks like, but you'll notice that all these numbers are on this other chart. Let me just show you here real quick. Numbers look familiar at all? Let me just scrunch this up some so we can see it. Numbers look familiar? 83, 24, 49, right? And 96. And then that's what your bars actually look like right now. So by looking at this chart or this chart, you still should be able to tell where the next trade is. Okay? And when I say the next trade, it's going to be within a few ticks of it. It is not going to necessarily just nail it. It may take it out by 2 or 3 ticks. It may miss it by 2 or 3 ticks. But as a rule, it's going to be very, very close to your swings. And the beauty of these swings is that there's always a trend to the swings. Always. I mean, even if it's in sideways motion, you've still got a trend in your Lightning 1. You've got a trend in Lightning 2. You may be sideways on Lightning 3, but I'll just about bet you it's got a bias one way or the other with even your numbers. Okay? But anyway, people in the room made the assumption, and of course it was a good educated assumption because this is where the next trade is right here. That's that easy. Okay? Because this particular thrust down is going to retrace at some time to here. Now, we don't know if it's going to do it right away, but we do know that it's going to do it. Okay? Now, let me ask you a quick question also. If this was to be boxed in here, where is the swing that would make this thing go the opposite direction? Right this very moment. Now, it may be at a different spot later, but right now, you've got a high up here on this chart. You've got a low here, you've got a high here, you've got a low here, you've got a high here, and a lower low. That's your swing that I call the medium swing right there. Okay? Very simple to see that medium swing. And when that medium swing gets taken out, okay, you can count on the fact that the thing's going up. There's just not even a question about it. Okay? Everybody see that? All right. Let's just go ahead and see if this doesn't work in real time. We'll put, let's see, we'll put the CL chart. But before I go any further, does everybody that's in the room here tonight know the reason that we use 4 lightning swings strengths? Because there are 4 trends on every single chart that you trade. And there's actually more than that, but we're not day traders, you know, as far as like trading swings and weeks at a time and all that kind of stuff. If you're into that, I could even show you how to do that. But believe me, you're going to have to get into the right spots, and, you know, you'll have to hold your trade a little bit longer, obviously. Okay. How and when to use each one, Chai, on your question? That's a very, very good question. I can show you how to scalp it even if you want to. You want to see if we can scalp it? Let me just see. Let's see. Right now, my lightning swing that's identified is right here, right? You want to see if we can scalp that? I'll put Object Trader on and see if we can scalp it. We'll draw a region around that. That's our lightning identified swing, right? Now, if it goes any lower than this, this could be my lightning identified swing. See here? And that looks like it might be. I'm a little bit more aggressive trader, so I'm going to go there. All right. Now, we're going to talk about a counter trend trade because this is obviously already in a thrust. Okay. I'm not going to chase it short. That's too much to chase short. Okay. And the reason for that is because it's already had a thrust. So I expect a retrace, right? So let's do a little counter trend trade and see if it works. Watch it not work. We'll find out. You can do like a touch above, or you can do a close. I'll just do a close above it if it gets above this little swing right here. Let's just see if we can get a trade. Now, it may already be there. I don't know because the price is actually very possibly already there. Matter of fact, it is. Sorry about that. See that? So obviously we'd have to do it here instead, right? So let's do it there instead. We might not get a scalp, but we'll find out. Turn this off. Back on. 10 to 24. I'll take that chance. High, low, lower, high, lower, low. Definitely took out that low, so that's my lightning swing. Now I like this one better, but we've already missed it. Everybody sees that, right? Because I can't put a box in down here and get the trade because it's already happened. These prices will then make the lightning indicator go on where it needs to be. Okay, but I'm going to still do this blindly on this chart just to prove how easy it is to actually see these swings and everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire it up, touch +2, and we will just simply see if we can get 10 ticks. Now keep in mind that my price is not going to show up until it actually makes a swing. And see, it just made the swing, see it? That's because there was enough action with the pullback on Lightning 1 to make the swing. Now probably what I'd do personally, I'd like to buy this actually right down in here, like right across even here. But let's just take the breakout instead. We'll see if we can get 24. That'll at least give us those 10 ticks anyway, won't it? See if it gets it. It's not there yet. It's at 06. So what it's doing, it hit this high, checked the swing, and now it's down in here. As soon as it breaks here, we'll fire our trade. Trading blindly with lightning only. See if it's going to finally take that out this slow time of day. Bear with me just a second. Some questions coming in. Can you tell steps you did to set up for the trade? Absolutely, Pat. There you go. You just got your trade. Now notice that my price is not even showing on this chart because I've purposely just looking at lightning. Okay. All I want to do is see if I can get right up to here and get a 10 tick trade. There you go. See how easy that was? Now let me ask you a quick question. Once it hit 24 up here, we already talked about it. See? It's not quite there just yet. Hadn't hit 24. But I'll tell you what I'd be doing. Already missed it. Too late. But see where it came within a couple of ticks of that, just like we thought. Okay? And that's where you wanted to fire the trade. Okay? Now this is what we call a deep probe, and that would have been another 10 tick trade. How do you know you have to go long? Well, Chai, on your question, what I was talking about was simply trading lightning swings. Okay? And so this isn't too confusing. I just wanted to show how you can actually trust your lightning swings for at least scalps, especially if you know where they're going. And that's what we teach in every single webinar, is where you'll know where it's going. Okay? Let's keep watching this. You want to see if we can actually get a counter trend trade based on lightning, because lightning is a really good tool to use for this. Let me slow this down a little bit and we'll bring this chart over. I'm going to have this fixed, by the way. This particular problem is annoying me. There we go. All right, let's just try lightning alone. By the way, there's lightning right there. That's what we call identified lightning. You want to take a chance and see if we can get 10 ticks again? Remember, we've already thrust, so I'm not chasing the short. I'm hoping for more retracement. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trust this lightning swing, and we're going to look at the lightning swing and move our box as it goes. We know lightning's right here, right? And you're thinking, whoa, wait a minute, Gary, this is right near the mid-band. Yeah, but what I'm talking about is breaking lightning to the upside. I want to show you how to trade with lightning to the upside. Or downside, if we get a thrust up, we'll do that one. Because you can clearly see lightning if you look at it. See, it's right there. That's your identified swing right there. Now where's your identified swing? Well, it's not closed yet, but you could even take a shot at that. See it? Your lightning should show up. See, it's right there now. All right, so let's just go ahead and see if we can get us a scalp. Not short. If it blows down through this, we'll look for another type of trade, and I think everybody knows what it is, right? We would be looking for a break below 92 and a kiss back at 92. Okay? Now, doing lightning swings, in my personal opinion, even though that background is red, is a very, very good way to trade if you're a scalper. Notice how we nailed that one literally just almost to the tick within probably 2 ticks tops, and Object Trader would have gotten that. And Pat, I will show you how to do that too as we get this, because I'm going to show you another trade that, well, I can already see it, and I think you can too. What if this breaks here? And we don't know if it's going to. It could break here. So let's say that it breaks here. We'll look for a thrust and a retrace right into there. If it breaks here, we'll look for a retrace right back into here. Okay? So we got 2 trade setups basically. And I'll change this to red so it's not confusing. Crimson will do. This is what we're looking for if it shorts. My lightning swing is identified right there. See the high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low again right there. And that's my swing right there. And like I said, I'm not going to go for runners. I'm just strictly going to go for 5 and 10 just to see. Now, if we get a break, we're going to load the boat, so to speak. I'll show you how to do that if we get it. Either way, if we get it. And Chai, the one thing I think you'll learn with Viper is that you're going to be able to take some pretty good trades that'll even go against what you've been taught, because we don't use indicators that are lagging. We use, all of our indicators are based on price. So no matter what the market does, our indicators will not lag. Now, and the fact is you can go counter trend a lot of times, because when a market finally gives up the ghost, so to speak, you can almost feel it. You'll get a feel for it after a while. Now, personally, I'm the type that would actually go for higher than 24 because they've already hit 24. So if they do happen to break out of this little box right here, more than likely they're going to go up to, well, let's see, 24 would be what, 38? We'll draw a line there. That's a good old lightning swing. Now you notice we haven't gotten the trade just yet. This could actually be a higher low if they take this out. Okay, 2 ticks above and we'll be long. That's 1 tick. Notice how Object Trader did not fire because there's only 1 tick above that box. It has to get a confirmation tick up which would be 3 ticks above the box. I'm beginning to like this because you can actually kind of feel the way the bars are pushing to the upside. You'll get a feel for that, believe me. After a while, you're gonna be able to almost have a trend in a 4-range bar because you can see them push it. Watch as they come down. Watch them push it back up. See there? Push it again. And pretty soon they'll break. There's 1 tick. There it is. 3 ticks. All right, we're just going to go for 10 ticks. I could tell you this, I'd probably, in real time, I'd move this at least up to here because I'm pretty sure that if they've tested this, remember the old rule of thumb? They'll test swings 2 times. See the P&L starting to kick up? And what trade did we talk about? This one and this one, right? Because we know it's going to finally break out of this sideways stuff, and it's going to break either up or down. We don't know which way yet because this is still a downtrend. Until it takes out this swing here, see your low, your high, your higher low so far? If it takes out 23, you can pretty much count on the fact it's very possibly going to trend change. Where's your lightning swing right now? See, it's right here. See how this actually changed to green also? Now that new indicator that you're going to get is going to actually show this in real time. Okay, so you're going to be able to see when it takes out these other swings. There you go. I bet you just got you a trade. Okay? Now without even knowing what this chart's doing, I've had several people type in already that we've got a trade setting up at what, 23? Right? You want to see? Well, there it goes. What's our rule? Thrust and retrace, isn't it? Let's see if we can get it. We'll just see if we can get it. By the way, that's also a phantom trade if you happen to be quick at the draw. Okay? But when they break these medium swings, I don't really usually do these phantom trades. But I will do this trade. Show you where I'll do it. Touch plus 2, that's 23. That's 24. So touch plus 2, we should be in at about 24 or 5. Let's do it. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this off, turn this on, turn this on, touch plus 2. We'll even do 3. If it lands on top of this swing, we'll more than likely get a trade. So we'll turn it on. See if we can get it. And by the way, one of my most favorite trades are off those ellipses. Is 46.23 a medium ID swing? Absolutely. Adam, on your question, see your swing here, your lightning 3, your yellow, and then green, and then yellow again. You haven't got another one identifying yet, right? But if it gets up higher, you probably will, because it's looking for 15 swing strength. Okay, we just got our trade, by the way. Feeling a little bit of heat. Where have we not tested? Well, we haven't tested up here yet. I'd probably put one target at 46-ish. Right across there. And we can even go for a runner. This is the time of day that the market moves. It's after 8. Matter of fact, does anybody remember that we actually traded this morning? Do you remember it being called live? It was. Now, of course, where would our stop be right now, too? Because I get asked all the time, you know, do you use a 12-tick stop? No. No, I don't use a 12-tick stop. I don't use a particular stop because the whole idea is lightning will keep you in the trade. Look at your thrust, retrace, thrust, retrace, thrust. Where's your lightning swing? It's right there. Where should your stop be? Well, it should be right underneath there. Exit on close. Okay? Because that's my lightning swing. That's actually 13 ticks plus my close bar. Okay? Because I'm trusting lightning to keep me in the trade. Okay? Now let me ask you a quick question. If this was to break up again, just looking at this chart, where would your next trade be on this chart again? Well, they haven't thrust above 23 yet, have they? They've just barely taken it out. So that's not what I call a thrust above 23 yet. So I'd be looking for this trade later on, right here. Now notice we're feeling some heat. You know, we had to set Object Trader to get in this trade a little earlier, and that's okay. It's not a biggie because our swing's right under here. Now with 4 contracts, that could be a biggie because we could lose this in a heartbeat. Everybody see that? But this is definitely looking to me like a trend change. Low, high, higher low, didn't take out this low and took out this high. Now sometimes those can be ABCs and still head down, okay? But to head down, it would have to break this swing right here. So if this was to head down, I could even turn this on, because if this breaks this swing, then it's rolling over, okay? So far we've got 420 on our P&L. Does anybody have any questions on Lightning 1, 2, 3, and 4? And Pat, did that get a little bit answered on your question about how to use Object Trader? Because I'll go over that in total detail if you want. Because that box, you know, every box that you put on your chart, a region, it has a bottom and a top. Okay, the bottom, of course, is the bottom of the box. Top is the top of the box. We just simply set our types of trades accordingly with those boxes. So what I did is I set long inside touch +3, which means that when it got within 3 ticks of the bottom of this box and then ticked back upward, it fired the trade. Now by doing that, I'll feel a little bit of heat, but I got in the trade. Now if I would have set that at like right on the money at 23, I might not have gotten it. Sometimes you won't. Okay, waiting for you to explain what you click to enable rectangle to turn green. Oh, okay. What you do on that, Pat, is you just simply turn it on. Let me just show you. I'll just fire another trade because I see one setting up as we speak. All right, let's turn it off. Let's turn the trade off. We don't care. All right, all you do is you maneuver your box where you want it. Okay, anywhere you want it. Just this is the move key, and this is the size key. Okay, you can do anything with that box you want. Now, when it's gray, it's inactive. It won't do anything. It doesn't matter what I turn on up here. It won't do anything. Now, if I turn this like right here, for instance, and like right here, okay, and it looks like we're heading up, so I'm going to turn shorts off, but let's just take an outside trade for the fun of it. Turn this off. Long outside, touch plus, let's just do a touch +2 because we're going to have to at least get above here to have any kind of a trade. Okay, now to turn this box on, I just have to simply make sure I'm in the chart by clicking in it. Let's see, it takes an insert key to get the gray region box. Absolutely, John, glad you mentioned that. Insert key will actually turn the box on and off, and your object types are right here. We've got a region, array, time trade. Your bar close is just simply a bar close. You just simply turn on the long enabled and short enabled. And sniper, we'll go over that a little bit tonight too. Okay, but let's use the region first. We just simply click it in region. We click insert. All right, we drag our box or size it where we want it, and then we click enter. When you click enter, it goes to the active color. Now the active color means that whatever this is set at up here, it will fire based on anything that it's told to do. Touch +0, touch +1, touch +3, whatever I set that at, it will fire if that criteria is met. Okay? Now, I'm not much of a breakout trader, but I'm going to take a chance on this one because this looks pretty good. But if you were to get in this trade right here, where would your stop need to be? I mean, because I can already tell you where my stop's going to be. If it breaks here, then you've got a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low. So you would just simply put it under here. How to draw the box, Chai, on your question? You just simply hit the insert button on your keyboard when you're in the particular object type that you want, like region. You know, all I do is click inside the chart. You know, that way it knows that you're not like in a browser or something like that. Like if you were in a different monitor, for instance, Object Trader wouldn't know what you're doing. You have to actually click in the chart to make sure it knows that this chart is what you want. All right, then you just simply click Insert, drag it, or size it, whatever you want to do. Okay, once you get the box set and you're ready to take the trade, all you have to do is hit Enter, and the box is active. Now the criteria right now is touch +3, which means if it goes 3 ticks above this box, it will fire. If it goes 2 ticks and rolls over, it won't fire. If it goes 1 tick and rolls over, it won't fire. If it stops here and rolls over, it won't fire. It has to go 3 ticks outside the box. Now, if I wanted this trade 3 ticks inside the box, let's see if we can get that. Might be able to get it. Okay, that's 30 and 29, so that's only 1 tick from the top of that box. So that's actually 2 ticks right there. So if I wanted to get this inside the box at, say, 29, I'd have to do inside long, touch, say +1 to give an example. Okay, you want to see if it'll fire? I'll turn it on. Long inside, there you go. See how it fired inside the box instead of outside the box. Now what if I wanted outside the box also? I simply turn that on. Okay, now watch, and it'll fire again if we get the criteria. Let's get this out of the way. Stop's going to be under here. Now watch it fire outside the box now. We got 4. We're going to have 8. We wouldn't normally do that. There's 8 contracts right there. Okay, that was firing inside the box and outside the box. And you can do this all on the fly. You know, I can change anything I want to do while I'm on the fly. Okay, which on the fly simply means that even while you're in a trade, I can even add to this trade if I want. You don't think you want to add above 8 contracts. That help a lot? Okay, now let's talk about where the next trade is on this chart. You want to? Because I can show you where the next trade is on this chart by another little indicator we got called the predictor. Let's kill this one. We got $740. That's good. By the way, to get rid of this box, I can either hit Enter, it goes to the inactive color. I can hit Insert and get rid of it totally. Okay. Let's look for what we call a predictor trade. This is a thrust. Now we're waiting on a retrace, aren't we? You want to see if we can get a retrace? See if we can get a retrace. In real time, these predictors will show up too. And that's one of my favorite tools. I love this little tool right here. I make mine, you know, where you don't just really notice it a lot. You know, it's not really opaque and big lines on it or anything. It's just more to see, you know, where that might be the next time around. Okay. Let's see, we need to use L1 for scalping. Absolutely, Chai. I wouldn't recommend doing scalping on, well, obviously you still could, because, you know, when this thrust up, you could scalp this, see when it came down to it and came right here to scalp. You could do that. You can even scalp what we call lightning. I'll show you how I would scalp lightning if you want to scalp it. Right now, lightning is right under here, identified. Let's use sniper. Let's turn on, we'll turn off, first off, let me get rid of some lines and stuff. Let's put sniper on here, right here. We're going to go short on sniper for a retrace. and then I'll move it accordingly. Watch what you can do with this, if we actually get the criteria. All right, right now our lightning swing is going to be right here, right? And then hit enter again and your sniper will jump right up there. Okay, now where's sniper going to be? We'll find out. See if we can get another lightning swing. To activate sniper, just the enter key. Now all I'm going to go for on this one is going to be like a scalp. Okay, you might not even go for 10 ticks, you might just go for like 5. So my lightning is right under here right now, right? Now keep in mind, this is what you call definitely counter trend, okay? I'm showing you how to use the tools though. That's definitely a lightning swing, but it didn't close above it. Well, it did close above it, so yeah, we're good. That's a lightning swing. I'll go ahead and put it right there. Just move the line and hit enter. Lightning's still trying to identify. Notice how that wicked it and didn't get you in. There you go. Just got you another trade. That's a counter trend trade, and that one can bite you. Okay, because this could be doing no more than just coming down here to test here. But my lightning was broken. Okay, my lightning swing, what I call my micro lightning. And as soon as this closes below here, I'm going to tighten the daylights out of the stop to right here, but not yet. As soon as it closes below this little swing. Told y'all I'd show some counter trending if you wanted to see it. Close below it and we'll put our stop just right here. Not going to reverse it though. Exit on close. There it is. It's good enough. Now I've only got a 6-tick shot at a loss, which would cost me 240 bucks. Now let me ask you a question though. I called this trade in the room this morning. I know y'all remember it. What were we looking for? A predictor, right? Let's look at our swing. Our secondary, this is what we call our lightning 2. High, low, higher high. That's your lightning swing right there. I expect a higher low than that. So right on top of my predictor, I'll go ahead and take some profit right here. And I'm going to actually set up a long down here like so. So now we're short, right? But we're going to take a long right down here at the bottom and just turn on Object Trader because that's right at my predictor. And it's also following lightning exactly the way we teach it. Because there you go, you got your profit target, right? Now we're going to look for another one. There's your ellipse. I'm going to protect this pretty quick because that's my lightning swing, or at least this one is. All right, so let's see if we can get a little bit of oomph to the upside. There we go. That's probably good enough to at least bring that stop under that swing. Everybody remember that trade in the room? We called this morning. Absolutely nailed this trade. Remember right before the market opened? Now let me ask you a quick question. By seeing what we're doing right here, does everybody see that looking at these lightning swings, you can figure out where that next trade is? At least a couple of lines. You know, because if you can figure out a couple of lines that a trade should actually, you know, hit its head and bounce, then you're doing pretty well. Look at that testing my line right there. Told you I knew where it was. See there? That's where lightning was. Notice why I put my stop there. It's because that was lightning swing. Pretty good little trade, huh? But you know, if you break even like this lightning right here, see this is where it's trying to identify? You can get out of these trades pretty quick if you're kind of a scalper type trader. You know, like for instance, see that closed below that little swing there. So now I've got a thrust. trying to do a little retrace. Let's see if we can get a lightning. Where's your catastrophic? I don't have it. Oh, I do have it set right here. Right here. But now, right now, you'd obviously be bringing your stop up. We went to break even already. You got to kind of know where they broke out and where they're going to come back to, because I can tell you, I can almost tell you right where this one's going to hit its head, and it's going to be right there. See it? How did we know that? Because that's where it broke out. It may wick it, but it respected it. Everybody see that? What have we not had as of yet on this little up move that we got? We haven't had a yellow bar, have we? Now I would bring my stop, obviously, at least under here even. Because this shouldn't technically, since it checked here, it should check here next, should check here next. So it really shouldn't check this low anymore. Okay, because trend, higher lows and higher highs, demands that it can't come back here. Unless they're going to go into taking people out like in a sideways motion. We're not going sideways. We're actually having higher lows and higher highs. By the way, where is lightning on this chart right now? It's right there, isn't it? You want to see if a little counter trend will work? I'll just go for 5 and 10, only if it breaks this lightning. And it's not really identified just yet. See if we can get it identified. Well, we got the short anyway. Now, if it's going to stay short, where's it going to hit its head? Well, it's showing you right now where it should hit its head. You can draw your lines. Where'd my cursor go? Come on. See it right there where it popped down, pulled back, and kissed. It does the same thing on a large scale or a minor scale. Is the beauty of trading. It is a really beautiful way to trade. Now, since this won't come down as far as this, if we're going to head up, I would bring my target up a little bit. Let them go ahead and have it. See what I mean? Because we know that if this is going to head up, it's not going to take that out. Matter of fact, I'd be ready to go long again. See there? And by the way, if you're more of a what we consider a conservative trader, let's show you another trade. Hopefully I can get it. It may go too quick. Let's do it with lightning. Turn on outside if we can get to it in time. Come on. Where's my cursor keep going? There we go. All right, that's actually lightning right here even. So if you're quick enough at it, it looks like we're not going to be quick enough at it. But right there where it's taking out that little lightning swing, if it closes above it, you could actually fire the trade too. But this is your lightning swing right here, identified, right? Just the way I teach. High, low, lower high, lower low. That's an identified swing. Touch plus 2, we're in. Target. Look to the left to trade the right. That's what we do, right? Thrust, retrace, thrust, retrace, thrust. See if we can get up there. Fade it. It's our lightning swing on what we call a medium swing. See it? This is a little bit longer, a larger swing strength, which is like your lightning 3. See your green, yellow, green, yellow. That's your lightning 3. Okay? Like I say, this is a pretty cool way to trade. It really is. Now notice how we were able to actually short even based on lightning. That's how some of our traders are doing these, phantom bounces and stuff like that, where you get a thrust down. You wait for it to give you some kind of direction, where you get at least a little thrust up or something like that. Draw your lines, draw your boxes, things like that. That's utilizing lightning 1 through 3. We're not really utilizing the 4th one actually that much. Okay. Let's look at some other charts and see if we can figure out what's going on here. Here was a pretty good little short on 6B. See that? Or actually 6B, GBP USD, same thing. See there? Remember a trade that we called in the room this morning we drew on our chart? It's not setting up just yet, but I'll show it to you when it does. It was after 9 o'clock if I remember right, but I'll watch it. You want to try to scalp it again? Sure. This is not what I call a really good lightning swing, but I'll try it. It is losing some momentum. It is at a predictor. We'll go for 5 and 10. But where's your next trade setup on this chart? Anybody? Midband? Predictor? Lightning swing? Just look to the left and you'll see, well, there you go. You just got you a quick little short. Now, if that doesn't take out that swing right there where it broke out, I'd protect this trade right across here. And I'll tell you why I would do that, because that's pretty much where they broke out, and they're also on top of an ellipse. Boxing it in. See if we can get our profit first. We may not. When we talk about boxing them in like that, a little trade works pretty well. By the way, you can use it without exit on close and reverse it too, and you don't have to wait for the close of the bar. That's a nice way to do it too. There's your target right there. That ellipse predictor. Everybody see how you can utilize lightning though to actually change your trading? I mean, in the future, you'll be scalping where others are going, wow, this thing's just not doing anything. Well, it's always doing something. Now, when it's going sideways, I'd highly recommend against boxing in and things, unless you see a swing to the left that's far enough away to attain and get a decent profit. If you have like a major swing 3 ticks away, it's at the open of the market, that's okay. But if it's 9:15 in the morning and that swing is 4 ticks away or 5 ticks away, and you got to give 3 ticks of it up before you even get into it, don't even try it, because then you're waiting for a thrust and a retrace. Now let me ask a quick question on here. Just what we've got the chart at right now. A quick review. Where is our medium swing, and what would it take to take the medium swing out and change trends? $37, right? Absolutely. Several of you are getting it. Okay. Now, where will the medium swing be if it takes out this lightning swing? Because I can tell you where it's going to be again if we get a number, that is. We haven't gotten it yet. But if this takes this out, you've got a high here, a low here, and a higher high. Ratchet it up. You're looking for a higher low again, right? And there's your number. Look at that, 53. So let me ask you a question. If it was to break 53, see, it's identifying this swing. Your little number came in And if it breaks, you should be able to get down to here to test it. You see what I mean? Or at least close to it. What did we do just then? I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'll reverse it if it takes out 53, if we don't get our target. And by the way, you can actually do it with lightning, because I see lightning already trying to break down. See it right here? It didn't close below this little swing. You'll notice if you put a line there that you've wicked it so far. That would be aggressive. But your medium swing is right here. If it changes this, then all bets are off and it could change trends. Okay, let's try to do this one right here. We'll do sniper. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we can try. Came awful close to that 80. Came to our predictor. That would be a short outside. Wow, that's right near mid-band though. But that is our lightning swing though, on what we call our lightning 3. Now on that one, I would probably do a close plus a couple. Simply because if it breaks here, it could easily pop down and pull right back here before it rolls over, or it could just crater through it. But keep in mind that I'm showing tonight a little bit more just trading lightning. Now I would have already gotten in this thing right under here or here, and then put my stop at each swing if you're going to scalp it. This to me is a breakout trade. I don't like them. And we may not get it. It's bouncing off of it so far. So you're still okay, you know, still to the upside, right? But look at your lightning 1 heading down. High, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, and lower, low. Lower, high again. So your lightning 1 trend is actually down. Didn't close +2 yet. Now here's one thing I don't like about close. See how that closed right above the line? That means this bar's got to close with 4 ticks and 2 more. See there? That is a breakout trade to me. That's why I use touch. And I would probably tighten this pretty heavy just in case. Because all that was a lightning type trade. Remember when you get a yellow bar probe, usually you'll get a phantom. And we may get a little profit taker here in just a second. We'll see. This is one reason, and I was going to show the power meter more tonight, but let me show you. Let me get another chart with power meter on it. Let me see if I got one here. Yeah, let's see, I don't actually. We'll do this one and we'll change it to the actual normal template. And we'll see what power meter says. By the way, power meter is not perfect yet. It will be. My programmer and I are going over exactly how my mind thinks and how he programs, because I want him to see exactly what I'm teaching y'all. Because the whole idea is, if he can see what we see, and an indicator can tell us when these changes happen, that makes a whole lot easier to fire the trigger, doesn't it? Absolutely. Look at it breaking 37, trying to. And we're still short, aren't we? Let's look. Yeah. Well, we're flat. We've already hit our targets. We've already hit our targets. Okay, let's see what oil's going to do here. There's your resistance right there, right? See if we can get another little trade. Oh, we don't have our auto. We'll put it on this chart instead. Anyway, see this? This is telling you that the Lightning 1 and Lightning 2 are down, but Lightning 3 and Lightning 4 are still up. That doesn't mean you can't trade these trends. This is your trend 1, trend 2, trend 3, and trend 4. Now Lightning, even trend 3 is changing. We see that? So we are looking for what? A thrust and a retrace, right? Well, let's draw some areas on the chart and see if we can get something for the fun of it. I'm going to draw just like we started the night with. Okay, we didn't go all the way back to here and we broke in here. So that's a swing right there, isn't it? Right about 37. And then this is a swing if they break way up. I don't think they're going to break this far up though when they take it down this hard. See that? So that's support on what we call the medium trend. I'll go ahead and take that. Hopefully we can get it in time. I'm going to watch it right up here when and if it decides to roll over. Sorry, I leaned against my remote deal. 37. See if we can get that trade. By the way, we called this one in the room this morning too. Does anybody remember it? Anybody remember that trade? Where did I call it this morning in the room? We called it at 39. That's when that ellipse showed up. Before that, we had 37. That's where I set my box up at. But 39, I'm pretty sure is where it triggered too. But we do have a profitable trade so far. Everybody getting a real picture of how to use Lightning? Because it can flat make a difference in your trading. I promise you it will. Because you're going to see these areas that we call in the room and you wonder, well, you quit wondering. You'll start saying, well, you know what? I see these trades they're talking about now. You know, because it's not after the fact. You got to admit it's in a live trading room. So when 39 was called this morning in the trading room, we just simply did what? Let's just kill it. Let's watch it hit the ellipse. Have our finger on the trigger even, right? Because we know where it's trying to go. Got a low, a high, a higher low, and a little higher high. They're retracing still. See that? If you drew Lightning on it, you'd see it. Just like that. And this is what I did myself, and I even called it as I was doing it. When it got up close to it like that, when I knew that the bar close would make the difference of my trade triggering or not, I did that. Turned on bar close. And watch and see if that didn't turn into a pretty nice little trade. And that was called live in the room. And it was called because of the indicators that we have on our charts where we can see the next trade. Look to the left to trade the right. Well, I see definitely a top right there. They've already checked it though, right? So let's see if they'll go down a little lower, like maybe on top of that swing. Yeah, I'd do that. Let's see. Kenneth says, and a really important thing is to be patient enough to wait for the trade you look for, and if you miss it, you set up for the next trade. That's exactly right, because if you chase trades, your P&L will go from doing pretty darn good to not doing so great, because you'll be chasing trades. Look where this trade set up. This drew in real time, and where did that trade set up? On the money. You know, these things are not made up. I mean, these things really, really work. Okay, wow, look at that. It's trying to go down even a little bit further. We went ahead and took our profit. Now, where's your next trade on this chart? I think it's pretty obvious by what I've been teaching. How about right there? You want to try it? We already got $3 grand, so that's a pretty good amount for the webinar, right? I think we haven't missed on one, have we? We've actually felt a little heat a couple of times, but not much. But I can tell you, I know where the next trade is on this chart because it broke down below here. It can't take this out if it's going to head down because that's your lightning swing. So it's got to be between here and here. See our mid-band trade? And we'll just wait for it patiently. Okay? And you can box them in. I mean, you know, when you see it click an ellipse or you see it click a resistance area, you know, don't be afraid to take the trade if you've got what I call clear blue sky on the left. Okay, because clear blue sky means that you're getting lower highs and lower lows or higher lows and higher highs on an uptrend. All right, and wait patiently for the trade. You want to see if it'll work? Short inside, we'll do a touch +2. We'll go ahead and fire a box. We'll move our box to where we want it. We'll get this out of the way. We don't want a breakout trade. We want a retracement trade. Touch +2 region. Not active yet, right? We got to turn it on. And then we'll turn it on. And this will be the last trade. And what I want everybody to also realize, you know, here at Viper Trading Systems, you know, we've been doing this for almost 9 years now. Okay? And I can tell you this, that if you learn to read the charts like we've taught, it can definitely make a big difference in your trading. And we're not going to be adding a bunch of newfangled indicators. We don't teach stochastics with, you know, special stuff thrown in or anything like that. The only new indicator that I personally like right now is this one right here, because it'll give you the idea of what is happening on your chart. Okay, and once I get it perfected, it's going to be really good. Right now, he didn't quite see the swings that I see, but he's working on it tonight. And if he gets the algorithm for the way I've taught him in my video to see the swings, then he'll be able to perfect it, right? And then we'll have an indicator that'll be awesome. See if we can get 10 more ticks. Now, where would our stop be on this? Well, we don't really have anything yet because we haven't got a scalp just yet. Well, we did get one scalp. We got our 5 tick. So we could go ahead and put our stop, exit on close, just above mid-band for right now, because I expect it to hit its head at 23. Does anybody remember this trade this morning? That was also called in the room live. Okay? Always be drawing on your charts to see where things are heading. See how that hit that trend line even? You get to where you train your eyes, you can see this. You could just tell they were hitting the trend line. Okay? What's your next trade on the chart? Well, use lightning, and lightning will walk you right through where the trade is. If you want to see one more quick one, and then we'll wrap, I may not be able to catch it because I'll put this in high speed. And y'all tell me where lightning is. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, lightning is right. Well, it's already taken it out. See it right there? There's breaking above right there. I'd probably be doing this myself. See it break that? Trying to go for a phantom. There you go. I mean, I put that in, that's 500 times speed, by the way. That's pretty quick, okay? But again, you'll be able to tell where your next trade is, won't you? Where is it? Real quick, and then we are definitely going to wrap. Where did it just break out above? You want to bet it's right down there? It broke above it. You want to see? Let's bet 400 bucks on it. We'll do both of them at 10. And I'll see if I can get that in real time. I'm going to fire it up to about 100 times. I got that one way too late. Still got my 400 bucks. Everybody see that? There you go. There you go. There you go. Where's lightning? Right there. Look at that. Broke free from it. They're just all over the chart. I mean, if you learn to see lightning, look at that. It broke that swing, and we're going 500 times, and you can still see where that trade's at. Everybody see that? Draw your lightning on there, and you'll definitely be able to see it. High, low, lower high, same low doesn't count. So this isn't your swing yet until it takes this out. Took it out right here, so where's your swing? Well, it's right there, and it's right there. Okay? And notice how when it pops up above, it checks it. Okay? They do that continually. That trade right there alone would have made you $500. It is hard to beat trading the system, I tell you. Learn to see lightning in real time, and it'll change your trading forever. Okay? Lightning 1 through 4. We're going to be talking power meter more than likely next week in real time because I'm just simply waiting on the guy to get it totally the way I want it. Okay? And once it's the way I want it, you'll have this beautiful little tool, and it'll lead you in the way. All right. Anybody have any final questions? Look at this thing go. I went and got a car repaired or fixed today, my son's, so I wasn't even in here. I was gone. And remember that catastrophic stop line that you're talking about, Kenneth? Your catastrophic stop line, you want to usually do it to where it's only if something happens to your computer. You're not really wanting to use that stop, obviously. That's only if you have problems with your computer messing up. Look at that ellipse trade. 10 ticker. Target. Didn't quite get there, did it? There it got it. It's just amazing. Lightning can make a world of difference in your trading. And we'll do it again in real time tomorrow. And oil inventory is tomorrow too. So if it's a little slow in the morning, no big deal. We'll trade inventory at, I believe it's 10 a.m. Central tomorrow. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great evening. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this webinar. And it'll be posted on the website here in the next few minutes. Thanks everyone. Bye now.